Hi guys, this is Emnel, and we are back playing Stellaris. Last episode the shit hit the fan, and our new neighbors, because we were stupid enough to increase the size of our borders, despite, all the reason shouting in my head, we became actual neighbors without empty space between our borders, and that prompted our neighbors from the north to request vassalization from us. I actually loaded the autosave because that was, I paused on the 2nd of May, I believe. And after I refused the demand, they went straight to war. So I figured, okay, how about I load that, see if that demand still is there, and it is, and wait for it to basically go away, and use that time to better my situation. For example, by getting friendly with our rivals from the south, by stop being the rivals, getting some generous trade deal with them, and for example, I noticed that we could give them food for 30 years, and that would max out their trade relations from us for quite a long time. So, for example, do that, and hope that in those 5 months they will readjust their opinion on of us, and for example, that will be enough to have a defensive pact, or that they would become protective of us and guarantee our independence. Same goes for those guys. They are also apparently are really into food these days, so we can do the exact same thing right here, and well, that should allow us at least to get a defensive pact with them, which we are almost there. Sadly, so that would be a plan normally, but I know for a fact, because I tested it for I let it run for a few days, and the very next day this is going to disappear anyway, and they will outright go to war with us. With similar demands plus this planet. So that's the bad information. The good one is that apparently being a vassal isn't that big of an issue. The biggest drawback is that you cannot colonize outside your own land. So that's a bit of a problem, because if we became a vassal, we wouldn't be able to colonize this nice planet right here. But you still can build frontier outposts there. So we can basically build a frontier outpost, colonize within its borders, and just remove the frontier outpost. So that's not an issue. Well, not really. It's a pain in the ass, but it's not the major issue. So we could grab that, we could grab that, and whatever. We wouldn't be able to have rivals or perform any real diplomacy. But if people liked us enough, like for example those or those, if we get cozy with them, they could support our independence, and when we declare after at least 10 years war against our overlords to overthrow them, they would join us. Well, that's the optimistic scenario. The pessimistic scenario is that those guys and the guys from under us, both Hondon State, have a defensive pact. So I imagine if we were to, go to war with our overlords, they would join, which is going to be problematic. Sadly, I can discard that for now, and so we can then surrender in the war. It doesn't matter. All in all, it seems like we are becoming a vassals. The only real disadvantage, on top of the fact that we cannot colonize outside of our own lands, is the fact that after a while, I think 10 or 20 years, they can start trying to incorporate us, right? That's the bad thing. The good thing is that it's with our size that would last forever, and by then we would be probably able to go to war with them. So we will be on the clock, and we'll have to expand a little bit to make it last a little bit longer, but it wouldn't be a very fast process anyway. So yeah, there's a danger of us actually losing the game, which is rare. But yeah, I don't think that that's something we won't be able to handle in the long run. So we'll have to go with that. Since I've loaded the game, as you remember, I tested. So even if I were on the other, I just loaded the other game and created this scenario. Similar scenario, I started colonizing a planet outside of my borders, and then asked to be someone's vassal. And sadly, that's not. The colonization would stop outright, so I cannot just queue up colonization unless I would have the colony ship handy, and we won't be able to get colony ship there fast enough, I don't think. Let's see, spaceport colony ship, 200 days. So what we would have to risk is to create a colony ship in 200 days, rush it right there. Before they smash us and whatever else to pieces. I don't think that's worth it. I think that having to spend 30 influence and 200 minerals to get a frontier outpost here is less of a hassle. So we are not going to try doing that, especially since we need to have the core system first anyway. So we are just going to use this guy to build a few mining stations for now, and then we will do the whole trick with building frontier outposts first. Let's get rid of those. There we go. Victory. Right. Well, in a second we will. Let's see. I think we can safely remove this frontier outpost. Right, well, this actually is mining something, so that's... How about this? Oh, both are mining something. Well, I actually need to build quite a lot here after we increase those borders of ours, but, well, we will want to remove those two outposts. Possibly that will remove this, but those... I mean, we have one planet here, so most of that should be within our borders anyway, so those can go down. But let's wait a few seconds before we make any decisions, and I unpause, and even on the same day they declare the war, as you can see. So we'll just have to come here, select vassalization, and basically surrender at times. Well, I'm actually cheating because I actually checked that. I actually accepted that to see what are the effects. There seems to not be any except that one, and I know that they have 7,000. Okay, well, let's just do that. So yeah, we could possibly win this war if we try hard enough, yada yada yada. But that wouldn't be worth it. It's a bad time for us. We have 1500 fleet power, not even that, because we need to upgrade our ships first, and so on and so forth. So we are going to surrender. Yeah, we met some people first. Let's see, where are they? No, those people and those people, apparently. So, what I've seen is that they have a pretty shitty fleet. They have 7,000. Well, it's much better than ours, but in a few years we can fairly safely catch up to them in that regard. I do think so. Should be able to deal with that. And yeah, only real issue is if that defensive pact remains in effect. That may be a problem that actually leads to us being integrated, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't think there is a point in sending them money quite yet, because we won't be able to, or food rather, quite yet, but because we won't be able to declare war on them for another 10 years anyway. So let's use that time to get our shit together right here, possibly with the colonization I mentioned, because I mean, colonizing this is seems like a very good idea. Now, another thing on the menu, I think we will. Well, I guess we'll send those ships back in a sec. Let's start by removing this one and see what that does. Actually, you can just, you know, disable it for a sec. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Here, I guess we'll lose this, but it's not a big issue. Is it? Well, let's leave it for the 3 points here for the time being. We'll need to also survey this system. And you are going to... Where are you going? Going all the way there. This is something so weird here. Okay. First of all, survey the system, please. Actually. System survey complete. Before we continue. It hasn't actually affected our borders at all. I'm almost tempted to build another construction ship, but we do need that fleet sooner or later, or rather sooner rather than later. I mean, it's tempting not to have a fleet now because we are kind of defended by them, but yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What do we see here? Same guys. Yeah. Alright. Open borders. Okay. Well, that means we have some surveying space here, and we can check up on what they have. Actually, what kind of weapons are you guys using here? Where are you? Main fleet, please. Here you are. During on the orbit of Emnel. Okay, so you are actually coming here. That's interesting. I guess that's the order from before. Yeah, so that's mostly mix of kinetics and and lasers, and a lot of yeah. That's completely used. That's worth like 5 at best 1,000 with all the point defense that they have that they wouldn't be able to use against us because, well, we have nothing to point defend against. Let's build a station here and here. Imagine that's not going to get any further. That's annoying. Really, I mean, at some point I actually resorted to actually measuring the things on this screen with a ruler, and that actually kind of worked, so maybe I should go back to that high-tech solution. You are going to, yeah, improbable ceramics right here. Fair enough. Okay, let's speed this up. So research, okay, antimatter power, that. Well, might as well remove that actually. We're at 70, so let's see. Are we going towards this one? Probably, yeah. Okay, not a big issue. On the shoulder of giants. Okay, where's that? Oh, all the way there. Kinda hope that was in this system that we ordered to survey. Wheat barrel, but nope. Unemployment, just those guys. Yep. Alright, let's go back to the surfaces in a sec. Ammo, not really. Engineering facility, not really. I don't like any of those. Really not a big fan of afterburners, to be honest. I guess let's get that. At least we can sell it. Alright, we still can sell shit, so there's that. Of course, there is a danger that someone is going to actually come and colonize it, but that would be a pain in the ass, but unlikely.
Research complete.
And research complete here. Capacitors, photon torpedoes, not with the amount of point defense running around. Quantum destabilizer, this is something you put on the space stations. Can be useful, isn't, at least not right now, so nope. This is something we will want, but let's start with, actually, let's just get shield capacitors. Because the guy that is supposed to, you know, research computers is still doing all the chores right there. Okay, let's check back on the surfaces. We do have minus 10% guy here, so first of all, we definitely want to upgrade this to from Hypercom's form to auto-creating Volt, which will increase our global unit income, and later, well, we'll think about it. Actually, we should... almost tempted to resettle this guy. We have how many people here? We have 9 people, so sending one more would be enough. We do have, as you can see, the gross excess of food, but that results in a significant increase in actual growth of our pops. So I will just keep it as it is, not just remove people from it, but let's actually activate it. Well, that's the same thing actually, since there's a bonus here. Yeah, so let's leave it as this. Here I guess I will build mining thing, maybe. Yeah, so basically our pops will grow a bit faster right here. This is how many pops? 9, as you can see, and they are growing a little bit slowly. Yeah, we'll need to. Well, first of all, we need to upgrade this since we reached 5. That will also mean that we want to get, well, we'll get energy grid right here. It's a pity we cannot queue it up. That means we want this guy there. Yeah, that's about it. Those are pretty expensive things though. This upgrade cost, yeah. Yeah, let's get this because we are actually in need of more minerals rather than more energy. Let's check back. Yes, we are still patrons of arts for another 1600 days. Construction finished here. Let's just do all the mining stations with you, and you, once you finish, you are going to move all the way. Oh, it's something that we haven't had earlier. Yes, we'll move all the way there. And we'll once again consider this, depending maybe on what we find here. Well, that's all we found. I mean, it's tempting. And this is a good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff here. Alright, yeah, we'll go for it. And the sooner the better, actually, so... And this is still in our empire, very nice. Especially since we, you know, removed 2, so that's a win. I was going to remove this one, don't think. Yeah, all the other ones have their place. Yeah, so there's one here, one here, and one there. Well, this is a bit shitty, but okay, well. If our borders would grow a bit more, a bit later. Let's continue. Might as well. Nothing particularly interesting here. Maybe, but that's again too big of a range. And once again, this is a bit. I mean, now we cannot just build a station here. Actually, yeah, we should probably build a frontier outpost here. It's not like we are going to get to war with them anyway, so might as well. Outpost here, maybe later once the borders grew so much that they would encompass it all. But building one right here would merge those, and all of that would most likely end up in our space, so that's good. Right, nothing interesting here, nothing interesting here. Let's wait for this while allowing the time to pass.
Research complete.
Alright, so we also found this kinetic weapons. Alright, I guess let's go straight for it. Build the outpost, and I'm going to actually build a new construction ship after all. And the technology finished. Well, might as well. Although, yeah, let's go with this. Science ship here. Alright, let's finish all of that, although we definitely do not want to settle if anything's too close to them. That would be suicidal. And then just circle back around and work on those. There you go. Alright, we are out of time, so we're going to continue this, our subject and existence, in the next episode. Cheers!